There's a new traveling fair in town which everyone from the lords and ladies to the servants are excited to go to. Speaking of new things, the old chauffeur has left and is replaced by a young Irishman, Tom Branson. Robert is amused to learn that Tom is really interested in politics. He won't be amused for long though, just you wait. Seems I was mistaken, because although Cora has given up on making Mary an heiress, Granny Violet has certainly not. She has now shifted gears and is looking for a lawyer who's decent enough to look into the exact terms of the deed of gift and entail when Cora's money was transferred, to find any loopholes that would allow Mary to inherit.
I think perhaps I know just the man.
Yeah, and what better man than Matthew to look into it? In episode 2, Matthew does tell her that he knows how unjust the laws are to them and he would really not wish to inherit at Mary's expense. So Violet goes to his office and asks him to look into it in earnest, which he agrees to do. Downstairs, William, a footman, has a huge crush on Daisy, the kitchen maid, who does not really care for him, but she does have a huge crush on Thomas. William innocently asks Mr. Bates if he knows if Daisy is going to the fair in front of Thomas and O'Brien. Rookie mistake. Anything you say in front of these two will be used against you. Thomas, being Thomas, asks Daisy out before William has a chance,
Daisy, I was hoping
Would you like to go to the fair with me, Daisy?
and love-struck Daisy obviously accepts. If I could have reached the screen and punched him, I would. This scene really gets under my skin no matter how many times I watch it. He does not even like her, he's gay, and what has William done to deserve this? Most of the servants head out for the fair after dinner, including Mrs. Hughes, and she meets her old beau, Joe Burns. They both catch up on what they have missed, and it's pretty clear even after all these years, they still have feelings for each other, and at the end of the night, he proposes to her. Mrs. Hughes tells him that she will give him her answer once she's had time to think about it. Matthew and Mary get along better now, and when he runs into the fair, he asks if he could meet her father after dinner. Matthew has gone through the deed, and there simply isn't a way to make Mary an heiress, but saying this outright to Violet would look like he didn't try because he didn't want to. Mary agrees to help them, and that night, he comes over to discuss matters with Robert, but Violet realizes that Robert is acting kind of sus and catches them. Violet isn't taking losses everywhere though. Mr. Molesley seems to be suffering from some sort of rash, and Mrs. Hughes diagnoses it as erysipelas. Things don't improve, and when Violet runs into Isobel and Molesley at the hospital, she accurately deduces that he has a rue allergy. Violet is happy to take any chance she gets to knock Isobel down a peg, and although she doesn't show it, I'm sure she's gloating internally. Mrs. Hughes decides to turn down her beau because she realizes that she has changed a lot since working at Downton. We learn, like Joe, she was raised on a farm and she'd already taken a job at Downton before he proposed to her for the first time. Since she was doing so well in her career, she decided to turn him down. This time, she realizes she prefers this life to living on a farm and turns him down. This really is a tough decision, but she believes this is a choice she has to make, and I respect that. There's a whole lot going on in this episode. So firstly, Gwen gets turned down for the job Sybil applied for her. Sybil is always there for the downtrodden and she keeps encouraging Gwen. And finally, Tom and Sybil meet. Yay! They both get along really well, which makes sense because they both share the same ideals and are really political. There's a scene where Sybil is showing off a new dress to her family, which has a skirt pant, and Tom is looking in through the window to see her. So yeah, he's smitten. Also, does Mrs. Patmore know that Thomas is gay? When Daisy starts yapping about how handsome and valiant Thomas is, she's like, listen, honey, he is not a ladies' man, and he is not the boy for you, and you are not the girl for him.
He's not a ladies' man.
There's also the scene where Robert is praising Matthew to high heaven, and Mary, who I assume from this scene has never heard her father speak of her with the same admiration, gets emotional and runs out of the room. Cora senses that something is wrong and runs after her, and as Mary puts it,
Don't you see? He has a son now.
I think this sums Mary up as a person. She's so unhappy with her circumstances because she was meant to be the boy that would secure Downton's future, and because she wasn't, she feels she gets treated differently. And one last thing, Anna and Bates totally like each other. They're so made for each other, they complement the other so well. Problem is, Bates is hiding something from his past that he refuses to tell anyone. I wonder what it is. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more videos. Check out my other videos if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.